This is the week 3 recap for the $0 to $100 million journey. And right now we're sitting at negative $1,452. The reason that we've gone up by like $1,000 in the last 24 hours is I had to pay rent yesterday, which is fortnightly, so ouch, there goes a bit of money. And I paid for my wife's birthday present, which is getting given to her this weekend. Her birthday is shortly. So, we've lost a bit of money, but I am willing to accept the sacrifices that I made because I like living somewhere and it's cool having a wife. Let's get right into it though. We have a few nice things that we've updated. So, savings, we're more or less where we were, plus or minus. Our investments have gone down a little bit by like $500 over the course of this week. But you'll notice that instead of that being 4,500 years, we're down to 4,000 years to hit our goal net worth. And oh look, we're going up by $68 a day instead of 60. Likewise, our true time value has just crossed the $10 precipice. And the reason for that is because we added a new income stream, which is tutoring, $70 a week, 3 hours including travel, which works out to $25 an hour, more or less. And I rounded up on all of those numbers because I felt like if I had to select, I would want to err on the side of underdoing it and pleasantly surprising myself every week when I exceed expectations, rather than sort of overdoing it and then every week I'm like, why am I behind? So we've added that income stream. I'm also going to prioritize that and see if I can't get 1 or 2 more students. And if I can get them in the same sort of area, that will also mean that I don't have to count the driving twice. Right? So at the moment, I drive an hour there, do tutoring for an hour, and then drive home. But if I could have 2-hour sessions, I would double that, but only increase that by 25%. So everything would work out a bit better. I'm going to work on that this week. And today, I wanted to show you the fixed expenses column. So, basically, on the left, we have our expenses. In the middle, we have how often I pay them. And then we have how much. This is the annual cost column. And then as a percentage of the total that I pay. So I'll walk you through it. Business expenses, about $300 a quarter, which works out to $60 a month for the smartlead.ai. Another $20 a month for all of my mailboxes and websites and stuff. And then we also have another $20, which is just miscellaneous. It could be anything. It could even be just like, I need to buy another packet of Sharpies for tutoring. But again, we're erring on the side of caution so that we can pleasantly surprise ourselves every time. And that accounts for 4% of my total spend. Good times. Internet and phone plan. So this is just my phone plan. I should include the internet on here, and I think I used to, but here we are. So $25 a month, $300 a year, 1% of the total. Utilities like water and electricity, $200 a month, yada yada yada. Sorry, $200 a quarter, $800 a year, 2% of the total. Now what you'll notice is that we've got our car payments here, which is $500 a month, 18% of our total, but we don't have any fuel. We don't have any insurance for the car, all of that kind of stuff, and I don't pay for car services. The reason for that is that the car payments are based on a lease that my mum took out, and so she pays for it with pre-tax dollars. Basically, reduces her taxable income quite substantially. The money that she's out of pocket is a little bit less than this $500 a month, but the lease includes all of your fuel, all of your this and that and that. So basically, instead of paying tax, she pays off a portion of the car. I pay her more than she pays off on the portion of the car, and then everyone's happy. You know, we're all cruising. It's very nice. Thanks, Mum. Food, we have $60 a week, plus spending money, which is another $50 a week. Realistically, that spending money is just me buying more food and sometimes a coffee. So about $110 a week on food. And rent, the huge kicker. So $300 a week times by 1 year is $15,600, which is 47% of all the stuff that I pay. If you add that and the utilities, which comes out to a bit over 16 grand, plus the home repairs, then it's over half of the money that I spend is just on my house and living here, which is kind of crazy. But it also just shows you how extreme I am with saving and I literally spend, well, I can actually work it out. Between my car, food, and house, if you include absolutely nothing else, that would account for a bit over 75% of all the money that I spend in a year, which is crazy. 25% on everything else, 75% on just food, water, and a roof over my head. So, we're saving very hard, but what have we been doing to make money this week? Well, every day when I'm working on Seamless Outcomes, I become more and more certain that this is the day or the week that it's going to finally take off. And I just get more and more confident every single time. And I'm like, man, of course it didn't work last week, but right now it's going to happen. And I feel like the longer that I'm able to keep that up and the more thorough that I am with my assessment, the sooner that we're going to start making some real money with it. So what I've done is I've fully integrated AI into the workflow. I've started giving my friend Ethan, who's doing cold calls for me, a leads list, which unfortunately I have to manually populate at the moment, but it's got about 200 leads on there, and I'll be continuing to backfill some data for him just to make his life a bit easier. And aside from that, we've added another 131 leads to our main email campaign, which is going to be running all day, all night. Very exciting. And with the way that I've set up the AI now, I'm able to get about an extra 50 leads every day into that pipeline. Since there's 4 follow-up sequences, that's 200 emails sent per day. I currently have a sending limit of 150. That's self-imposed. But that also means that there's going to be a backlog of extra leads, which is kind of a good thing because, today when I inserted 131 leads into the sequence, that's a lot of leads, and it's 80% of the total 150. So it's a good thing that I've got that backlog happening, because if there's a day where, say, I change the workflow or if I get to turn it on one night, it's all good because we've got that back catalog ready to go. It's all good. It's waiting there, and it'll just keep on churning through those leads. I have a new email sequence that I want to try. It's pretty much the same as the winning split test variant, but what I wanted to do was add just a quick little line at the bottom that says something to the effect of, if you're interested, you just need to reply yes, and I'll send you through the top 3 tips for you and your business. I think that'll definitely increase the response rate, and then I'm hoping that I'll be able to convert that on the back end. But look, we will see what happens. The other things that I've done are I've grown all of the social media platforms a fair bit in the last week, and I'm going to continue doing that as time goes on. I've just started posting 1 reel plus 1 image content for every day this week, and then we'll see what happens from here. So that's our week 3 recap. Tomorrow we should be completely out of debt, which is a very exciting thought. And yeah, I'm ready to go. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.